Welcome back to another episode of the UbeMatcha Podcast. We're doing idioms today. Idioms are sayings. Usually they are from olden times or they're not very current, and they're used to describe some action in a more roundabout way, but I guess a more understandable way, but I don't know. That's arguable. I feel like it can kind of complicate what you're trying to say too. But I don't know. Maybe it's more fun in
kind
a
of
way.
pack some meanings, but in a short, like a list of words, right? Like something.
Yeah.
That means something that maybe come from like, I don't know, lessons learned in the past, or
Yeah.
that something was named after incident or something. But
That's true. Yeah. It probably came from something that happened in the past, and you're trying to like distill it in an interesting way.
yeah,
So we're going to go over 10 idioms today. I will say the idiom, and then Elisha will tell me what he thinks it means, because he is Japanese Korean and born in Japan, and a lot of idioms, these idioms are American or probably European in nature, and he didn't grow up learning a lot of these or understanding what they meant. I think it was the origin of the whole us talking about idioms, or us being like, oh yeah, idioms are definitely not universal. I think it's one time I was explaining something to you, and then I said blah 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 blah, kick the bucket, and you're like, they what? What does that mean? So I was like, oh, kick the bucket is not obvious in its meaning, right? It's not obvious that they died or they are now deceased, they passed away.
Yeah, because
that's more clear.
Because I used to think kick the bucket means you're kind of giving up, like you're frustrated or something.
Or it could be literally kicking the bucket. Maybe you thought I was.
I think I know what the idiom is versus not. But kicking the bucket itself doesn't by itself explain the concept, right?
Yeah.
That like, okay, you're kicking the bucket, you must be frustrated or something.
Yeah.
It's more literal.
Yeah.
And Leah grew up in US, so of course she knows the idioms. And we asked ChatGPT what are the common 10 idioms, and if those are too easy, maybe we'll even ask it to make it harder.
Yeah. We'll see how Elisha does with this first set of 10. Yep. What he thinks these mean. Okay, so the first one is bite the bullet.
Okay, so bite the bullet, I always hear it in the context of like taking a chance. Like I guess I'm gonna take a bullet.
Oh, you're gonna take a bullet instead of take a bite chance. The bullet.
Yeah. Oh, bite the bullet.
So it's bite the bullet.
Bite the bullet. But it's like a taking a chance. Like I guess I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do this. So that's like, I'm just gonna do it. Like I'm gonna take a risk and do it or something like that. And I also asked ChatGPT to explain the meaning and origin, if there is an origin. So if you can explain the meaning and origin and reveal.
So you're actually really close with the meaning. It's to face a difficult situation or danger head on. So I think for me, when I hear bite the bullet, it usually means like I'll just take the L, like the loss. Like I'll just like shoulder it, and so it doesn't fall on other people. That's almost what it means to me. But this is more specifically to face a situation that's difficult or danger head on. Like just go for it. Just do it despite the risk. So I think it's pretty similar.
So why is it biting the bullet? Maybe it's explaining.
So this phrase likely came from the practice of having soldiers bite on a bullet during surgeries to cope with the pain before anesthesia was invented. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, because with no anesthesia, you feel the pain of a surgery full on, like a tooth extraction, right? So maybe that's how they got people to cope. Because like you'll clench your teeth when you're in pain.
Oh, I see. So you're just like, okay, I'm just going to accept this upcoming pain.
Yeah.
And I'll just go through with it.
Right.
Okay. Oh. I was like, why are they biting the bullet? So I thought it was like, I'm just going to take the bullet.
That's crazy. I feel like this was maybe even just before our parents' time.
Probably
because
war
surgery,
times.
was
back in the time,
not a widespread thing. I mean, it was done before anesthesia, but it was definitely very painful. Like you basically had to bite the bullet, like it says, right? You just have to take the pain, deal with it to hopefully feel better, get your health back on track.
Definitely
afterwards.
like a Western concept, because I don't think we would say that like this in Japan.
Oh, what do you think is a similar saying in Japan?
I don't know if there's a saying in Japan, but similar concept might be like, I don't know. I don't know if there's like I'm just gonna accept the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
There is like just go along with the flow.
Oh, just go with the flow.
Go with
that
the
sounds
flow,
like a
but
very
it's a little
like
bit different.
What do you call it? Like is it like a Buddhism type thing? Like just
I think
just
in
go with the
Asia
flow.
it's more like accept the destiny and
the
like,
inevitableness.
Yeah. Okay, what's
Number
the next
2 is break a leg.
break a leg. It's an idiom. So like I'm gonna break a leg. How do give me context of how do people use it?
Oh, how do people actually use this? So someone's about to get on stage for their very first role, and you yell, "Break a leg!" What do you think that means?
Doesn't make
because that's the most common use case for it.
Okay, that's weird because I asked ChatGPT to give us commonly used idiom.
Well, it's used a lot, but mainly in theater. It's actually, I think it's also used sometimes, though, only like if you're about to maybe start let's say like you start selling at an art market, because I like to sell art at art markets. It's your very first one. And your friends like break a leg. They tell you break a leg right before like the market starts and you officially open up to start selling. That's another way to say it, but that's definitely less common than the theater usage.
That's weird because I would think if I'm starting a theater, it's like it's almost like bite the bullet. Like okay, like you're gonna put the show on and you're gonna just go through with it and make your I don't know. Have your confidence and like go. So that would be my guess. That I feel like would make sense. But announcing to audience to break the leg?
No, someone is telling you as the actor going up on stage to break a leg. Or like I said, the artist.
So I'm probably not right, but
at the art market.
But in the context, it would make sense to like encourage someone to just like, okay, yeah, you can do it. Like just have at it or something like that.
Yeah. You're actually right.
Okay.
It's like good luck. It means like good luck. But see, that's another thing.
Doesn't make sense.
That's why I'm telling you, like sometimes idioms overcomplicate what it actually means. Like, why don't you just say good luck? I don't know. It's a more fun way to say it.
Yeah, why would you break a leg?
So its origins are a bit unclear, but many believe it's from the theater world. See, where wishing someone good luck is considered bad luck. Oh, okay. So they don't want to say good luck because then maybe they might not say the right line or might
so you want to say
not
something,
stand in the right place.
So something you
make
want
a mistake.
Okay, so you're saying like saying something bad luck is
saying good luck is actually bad luck apparently.
Okay, and probably the opposite is true.
So this is almost like say something the complete opposite, like dangerous, like break a leg. It's almost like not sarcastic, but almost ironic, right? Because it's like the opposite.
I wonder if that's coming from long time ago, from like even Shakespeare time.
Shakespeare time.
If it's like unknown where it came from. So maybe it's their form of humor that doesn't make sense today. But
or maybe even before Shakespeare time. There was a lot of tragedies and plays before.
Oh.
It could be from long time ago because theater was around before Shakespeare, but definitely a lot of Shakespeare's works are popularized, right?
Okay. Yeah. The second one I'm already
break a leg.
I think contextually I got it right. So I might need a context to help me guess what it is.
If I know the context, I'll let you know. But if not, then we'll go to the meaning. The ball is in your court.
Okay. That one is easy. I think ball is in your court or my court. I think gets used in business a lot.
I was gonna say, like, you hear that in meetings probably now, right?
Yeah, it's like, okay, now it's your turn to do the work.
Yeah.
Or like now it's on you to move the progress or something like that.
Yeah.
But now its ball is in your court like probably coming from some kind of a sports that was played in the
Yeah,
past?
you're actually right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right on the meaning and origin. So meaning it's your move or decision now, which
Move or
that's the
decision.
same,
Okay.
right? As
Okay,
now. It's up to
that
you.
one is easier. Only
then-
because I hear it in meeting.
because you're in your work every day. Origin is from tennis or racket sport, right? So maybe when it's your turn to hit the ball, so then it's in your court, literally in your side of the court to hit it with your tennis racket, right?
Got it.
So that one's cool. Actually, the origins are really interesting for some of these idioms. Oh, okay, this one's hard, but I know this one because I read a lot of literature. Well, yeah, I think it's because I used to read a lot. I don't read as much anymore. I should get back into it. But burn the midnight oil. This one's
burn the midnight oil. Okay, first.
Actually, so you do this a lot.
Oh.
That's a hint.
Burn the midnight oil. Okay, so like first of all, there's a time, the midnight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably related to something happening at night.
Yeah.
And then the oil, I assume oil was used to, I don't know if I should take it literally, like burn the oil. It's like either like you're cooking with the oil or lighting up a torch that uses oil, or, but why am I burning that oil? And why is it midnight oil?
So usually you say someone is burning the midnight oil. That's how you say it, like in a sentence.
Okay.
You are burning the midnight oil.
I'm burning midnight oil.
The midnight oil, yes.
Okay, some of the initial guesses. Because it's midnight, it's like activity that like I don't know, starting a party at midnight or
yeah.
doing something at midnight. And maybe it's like I'm burning. So like you're doing something at night. You're like midnight oil. Like making a noise. Like or yeah, like either you're making a noise that's noticeable by other people.
Yeah.
Or you're like you're starting to work or do something at night. It's like a night owl. Like you're more energized at night.
Yeah.
To do something like that.
So which one's your guess? Would you say? I think you had several different guesses there. And actually you're really close, but if you had to choose one meaning out of everything you said, what would it be?
Let's say like I'm getting my energy up at night or something like that.
So it's really, really close. Work late into the night.
Work late into
the night. Yeah, when they say Elisha is burning the midnight oil, you're working late into the night, which you do a lot because you're up until like 2 or 3 in the morning working all the time. And this is an older saying. It's been around, let's see, it refers to the time before electricity when people use oil lamps.
Okay.
To see at night. So you're kind of close too with the origin of it before electricity, right?
So you're like
to get
using
light at night, they had to use candles or oil lamps to be able to see and do work. So if you were doing that, then you were burning literally oil.
And it's like a fuel that like okay. So if I think about it from old times, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it has literal origin essentially.
Yeah. So the origin is actually pretty literal. Yeah. Okay. So you overcomplicated it a little bit, but that's fine. Number 5, don't cry over spilled milk.
Okay, I've heard.
This is something that I do a lot actually.
I heard like literally, yeah. You literally spill something.
Oh, yeah, actually, literally.
They get frustrated. Okay. So I did hear this before, but I don't think I understood the meaning.
In what context did you hear it before?
I don't know. It's not often, but I heard it several times. So don't cry over spilled milk.
Mm-hmm.
So milk back in the time. So if I start from the literal origin, milk was there in the past, and maybe spilling milk is not good because it was maybe expensive or it smells bad or like some bad connotation spilling the milk. By saying don't cry over spilled milk could be like if I were to use something like that, like, oh, don't cry over something in general, like, oh, don't, it's not a big deal, it's a small thing. But maybe in the past it was like,
well, it was a big deal, so someone had to say don't cry over spilled milk. Yeah, so I think you're right. Don't waste time worrying about past mistakes or misfortunes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, like I think really what it means is there's no point crying over some milk that's spilled because you can't put it back anyway. So it's already happened. Okay, yes, you can't drink it. So there's no point. You can't fix it with your tears, I guess, or crying over it, right? And the saying has been around in various forms for over 300 years, so it's old. It's probably been said a lot of different ways. Emphasizes the futility of regretting things that already happened. So it already happened. You can't go back in the past and change it.
I wonder why the milk became the center of the subject.
Maybe milk was... Well, I think maybe if we're thinking about historically, farmers had to milk animals, right? Maybe it was more an endeavor to get milk, and if you spilled it, that's kind of a big waste. Maybe it costs some.
I mean, it's a nutritious 300 years ago, right?
Yeah. Probably one of the main forms of nutrition.
My question: would you use that phrase over just saying like, "Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal"?
I don't know. I think in a way, maybe I'm trying to be facetious, like kind of being funny, like with words. Like if you're trying to do wordplay, like maybe like, I don't know, you say it to your kid who's like crying and you're like, stop crying over spilled milk. And maybe they'll like smile and stop crying because they think it's just funny that confused. You said it. Well, yeah, but then that distracts them from whatever they're crying about. It's just like a funny wordplay. You know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of a funny thing to say. So I think now it's a funny thing to say. Maybe it was taken more seriously back then. So, I'm not sure. So number 6, let the cat out of the bag.
Oh, let the cat out of the bag. Okay. So I definitely heard of this before. But again, I don't think I understood the meaning of it because sometimes I hear those things and like in the context, like, okay, I think they may be meant this. Okay. Since we have cats, and if we put cats in a bag,
like how you're breaking this down.
We know they're going to start to freak out, right? And then go crazy. And then if we let them out, they're going to like jump out at you. So my guess is like, maybe keep it contained. Like don't let the troubles come out or something like that.
It's actually opposite. So the meaning is to reveal a secret. Like when you say, let's say someone spilled, you're going to have a baby, but then maybe your family member tells everyone before you because you told them in secrecy. You can say, oh, the cat's out of the bag because everyone knows that I'm pregnant, actually. Although that's more of a funny way of saying it.
But why is it a cat?
Oh, so in medieval times, merchants would often put a cat in a sack instead of a pig. So they would sell pig, to deceive customers. And maybe someone let the cat out. This one time, maybe someone was buying
like a secret pig, reveal,
and then there was like a cat, moving around in there, and then maybe like it like jumped down. They're like, okay, well, you almost got scammed, but you didn't because the cat actually like made a noise or like moved around, so it saved you from getting scammed. But this is medieval times, so that's a long time ago.
Now that I think about it, I think I hear those phrases often when maybe secrets were accidentally revealed.
Yeah.
So, cat is out of the bag.
Well, the cat's out of the bag, but I mean, usually it's a more like a lighthearted way to say like a secret's been revealed. It's like for something that's more fun. If it's a serious secret, then I don't know if you would say let the cat out of the bag or the cat cat's out of the bag.
Maybe I've seen it in article titles like cat is out of the bag or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe more the secret's out.
Yeah, type thing. Instead of saying secret is out, which I guess might be easier for SEO. But if you want to have a fun article title.
Yeah.
Cat is out of bag, something was revealed and blah, blah, blah or something.
Yeah, like a fun way to say that.
Okay. I think I think now I have a solid understanding of
what
the cat is.
let the cat out of the bag.
Let the cat out of the bag, yeah.
Number 7, an arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg. Okay, I think I hear this pretty often. And I always hear with the phrase of like, it's going to cost you an arm and leg.
Yeah, that's a right way to use it in a sentence.
So I assume because arm and leg is necessarily to like produce the work and money and everything, arm and leg is like your...
Oh, you're thinking about the origin. Yeah.
No, like just breaking it down.
Oh
yeah.
So you're trying to come up with the origin story.
Up with the origin, right?
Yeah.
So that means like arm and leg, like when you say it's going to cost you arm and leg, it's like it's going to cost you like means to produce, means to make money, or like maybe even like everything, because if you can't work back in the time, there's no support system. So arm and leg is like I don't know, specifically means to produce, but it could be generalized to like you're gonna lose everything or something like that.
Oh, so yeah, very expensive is the meaning.
Okay.
Actually, the origin is really funny. So it comes from probably the early 20th century art world, where paintings with limbs were more expensive than those without limbs. So paintings that had arms and legs apparently were more expensive than maybe just like portrait. That's what I'm telling you. It's kind of silly.
The headshot?
Like almost like a headshot. Yeah, those are more expensive than. I mean, it takes more time and skill to
I guess
draw everything else.
Yeah, yeah. Like some art are just like just the upper body, and then doesn't include like arm and legs, and that's back in 20th century.
So it's funny because I feel like this almost has a more literal meaning. Like literally this painting costs like adding an arm and a leg, like their body, instead of just maybe like a headshot or like their foot. I don't know why you would draw a
that's
foot.
That's weird. Right? Yeah, because I was like, it's what we work, right? So it's like it's gonna cost you arm and leg. That's like, yeah, you're gonna lose your arm and leg. That means you can't make money.
That's a more almost like sinister origin story. Like it's like literally cut off like your arm and leg in a way. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So number 8 is throw in the towel.
Okay, throw in the towel. I think it's visually, literally what happens in like a sports, right? Like in a boxing match, you throw a towel and you say like, oh, we're done, we give up. Similar to like the white flag. I think it's associated with like, we're done, we give up. Yeah,
you're right. Yep, comes from boxing. The fighter's trainer would throw a towel into the ring to stop the match when it appeared hopeless. So if they weren't going to win, they're like, give up.
Yeah. That one is easy. That's more universal language.
Oh, right. Because in Japan, maybe they do the same thing with sports.
Yeah, like a towel or nageru. It's like same.
Oh, it's the same kind of saying.
Yeah. I think it's because it's super literal to the action that matches. Right. Unlike arm and leg, which is not literal.
The origin story of that one is so funny.
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh. Close but no cigar.
What?
I heard this one a lot too.
Close?
But no cigar. Close, comma, but no cigar.
Close, but no. Okay, this doesn't make sense. So close, it's like, okay, you're close to something. Like maybe you're close to objective, but no cigar.
Yeah.
I'm assuming cigar back in the time was like, I don't know, luxurious thing that you maybe didn't get to enjoy as often unless you pay a lot of money. So close, but no cigar. It's like close, but not like not quite the bounty that you deserve, or not quite this premium goal experience rewards that you're supposed to get.
Yeah. So close, but I'll actually give you a cigar because I was really, really close. Coming close to a goal, but falling short. So like you just made it, like you got to get a C in a class. You got like 69%. So you were so close, but no cigar. This came from fairground games in the early 20th century, where they would give cigars as prizes. So if you're close to winning, but you didn't get the cigar. So you were super close to getting the cigar as a prize. So I think you were kind of on the right track with cigar being something prized, or it became associated with actually winning. And if you didn't win, then you didn't get it. So
yeah, I guess
the association goes together.
I guess it's interesting that if I just think about historically what must have been important, what must have been valuable, like spilling the milk or the arm and leg or the cigar, it almost like
Gives you a
immediately
clue.
Yeah.
Number 10, the last one, jump on the bandwagon.
Jump on the bandwagon. Okay, I think I hear this often,
Mm-hmm.
especially even in the business or even in the friends, where like if I buy something and I want to advocate people to buy the same thing, like or maybe like I join the membership, like a gym, or like I'm gonna buy the game and I want to play with other people. I'm gonna say, hey, jump the bandwagon, so that we're like going into doing something together or
Mm-hmm.
get the same deal
Mm-hmm.
or something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty similar. Join a popular trend or activity. So just get on the trend. So I can see that being used with social media a lot, right? On TikTok, get on the
Like a
trend of
memes
making,
and
of using memes or using a trending sound. This refers to literal bandwagons, which carried a circus band. Politicians began using the bandwagons for their campaigns, and it became synonymous with joining a movement. So this one actually has more of a literal origin where politicians would campaign on the bandwagon. So literally try to get people on their bandwagon in a way with their campaigning for them to vote for them and everything.
So bandwagon is the political party that people.
No, the bandwagon is the means, the transportation means of going around and campaigning.
So when you say join the bandwagon, isn't it like join my party? Like,
kind of like that.
Join
I guess
agenda.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are you in on my agenda as well?
I think
in for me, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that most of them are pretty much tied to the historical events, except when it comes to artistic theme, like arm and leg, and also the Blake the leg. It doesn't actually like mean literal thing. It's more like twisted. Whereas like a sports ones were like more literal.
I feel like a lot of idioms just came from having fun with words, probably, and then that became a way to describe it in like a fun way. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like I said, a circuitous way of describing an event or something in a more maybe like literature related way.
Yeah, because some of them are like more like it must have just came from some common people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And the sports, but these artistic ones are like where the people, the writers are like really interested in coming up with interesting twists.
Yeah.
Like saying something like arm and leg, it's gonna cost you arm and leg, or the what's the other one? The theater one. The break a leg.
Break a leg, yeah.
Break a leg. It's much more like a well thought out. Someone had thought this out and then said it, versus like a throw a towel. That's like nobody's thinking about how to say it. It's just like literally describing a scene. And it just became an idiom.
Yeah, I think it's one, that had origins in actually giving up, but then you just start using it now for like maybe a doomed project or something that you're working on. I'm just going to throw in the towel now on a, project meeting, whatever. So then it just became like used in other contexts outside of that sport or outside of what it was originally used for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, the break a leg was the most difficult one, because without the context of this theater and stuff, like I wouldn't have guessed anything.
Yeah, it's usually like you said, as a good luck performance. So it's very specific to that like activity of performing and then someone trying to hype you up or trying to encourage you. Yeah.
So that was my number one interesting idiom that I learned today. The other one I could kind of guess. The break a leg, I couldn't even come close. Even arm and leg, like I think
cost an arm and a leg.
At least I understand like it's something valuable, right? And it happened to be more about the cost of painting, but the meaning I still could arrive to something close enough. But break a leg, I couldn't even get anywhere close in terms of like guessing where that even came from.
Yeah.
For you, what was the interesting idiom? Or maybe the origin that you learned today that you thought was interesting because you probably knew all the idiom itself.
Yeah, I think bite the bullet the origin was really interesting. How it actually came from before having anesthesia. That's how they would help people cope with the surgical procedure, right?
Yeah.
That sounds crazy. Why is it a bullet specifically too?
I guess if you think about a scene in movie, I feel like I've seen something like that.
Maybe like in those old-timey movies or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
What did you think it even meant originally? Like bite the bullet? Or did you just accept it as like...
Oh, that's interesting to kind of think about. You just hear it from people when you're younger, right?
Yeah.
So you never really question the origin of words, right? I think now we do. I think it's just because we see the younger generations come up with new words. And now we're like questioning why are they saying this? What does this even mean? Where does this come from? I met with someone who I think is like Gen Z recently. And I was like talking to them and they said no cap, like just casually in conversation. No like cap. That was a normal thing to say, like no cap. That's like how I feel. I was like, oh, I've never heard this like in casual conversation. And I think it's a Gen Z. It could even be younger than Gen Z that uses no cap. Even my 16-year-old cousin uses it, but I've only seen her ever use it in text or like social media, but never like in a casual like conversation between people.
Is it an idiom or is it like, because I feel like an idiom are usually established in like old times.
Yeah.
And the new words like saying like slap and mid are less of an idiom. It's more like there's like a word for it, like a new words combination generated. And I don't have any idea what the no cap means other than like a capital or
no. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, it's an idiom. Okay. It's an idiom because I feel like because there's a simple way to say what it means. Okay. Yeah. So like no cap means like that's something that's like not cool or that's something like I don't like when you say something that's like no cap.
Why is that a cap?
Like, okay, for example, like if I say cats are no cap. Like cats are, why do we even have cats? Why are cats a thing? Because of XYZ. Cats don't really love us. They just do their own thing. They are secretly plotting against us. Okay,
it's not fun to not have a cat.
No, actually, yeah. Maybe we should do an episode where we go over like Gen Z, idiom, like sayings. That would be fun. Maybe we could do it with our cousin. But and also an episode. Let us know about maybe Japanese idioms. Yeah, there are probably Japanese idioms. That could be fun.
I can quiz you on Japanese idioms.
Yeah, and I can see what they mean with my limited knowledge of Japanese. But yeah, I hope this was fun for you. We are here every week. We talk about the Asian life experience, but we do fun things like this too because I mean, it's international.
It is my Asian experience coming to US, dealing with the idioms, right? So yeah.
So I hope you come back again next week. Make sure you like and subscribe. It really helps us out with that ever-changing algorithm. And just let us know if you like this content. Drop a like or, drop a matcha emoji or purple heart emoji in the comments so we know you watched all the way to